All right, good morning, good morning. Hope you guys could see me. Let me just make sure I check my feed as I get started. Let me just make sure that everything is okay. Have okay, we got a nice little feed here. So you guys should be able to see me. I'm super excited this morning. And I know out there I've been actually watching and checking the group. So I know Tony Coleman Brown, good morning. You're out there. Diane Smith, good morning. I see you. Dee Wilkins, good morning. I see you out there. Let me see who else has decided to join us this morning. I'm super excited about this morning's broadcast. It's going to be amazing. Okay, all right, let me see. I am waiting for my co-host, Dakisha, to get on so she can help me multitask through the Facebook feed. So I'm just managing it until she gets on. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Social Media Saturdays. And actually, I'm really excited about this episode because this is part two to the episode that I did 2 weeks ago, Facebook advertising strategy. And the title for this one, part two, is Don't Be a Facebook Advertising Failure. Okay, so it's very interesting that I came up with that topic because for the past week, actually, we just came off of the Small Biz conference, a Small Biz on Fleet conference. And I had the opportunity to talk a little bit about social media systems for seven-figure results. And one of the things that I talked about utilizing a Facebook advertising strategy as part of your marketing plan. Okay. And I had a lot of questions, so I've spent the whole week, just talking, with entrepreneurs and business owners, about Facebook's advertising platform. And some of the things, people are sharing, some of them, some people have never used Facebook advertising before and wanted to know why is it important. So there's a lot of buzz that's going on in regards to Facebook advertising. And then I had a few other people share with me that they've done some advertising, on Facebook and didn't generate the results that they hoped for or the results that they expected. So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, okay? So last week was more of an in-depth tutorial. We actually took a look at Facebook's advertising platform. We even went into the back end and took a look at the ads manager, but I'm not going to do that today. Okay, so if you haven't had a chance, to go back and watch the replay of the last show, please make sure you watch the replay of the last show because exciting information. I got a lot of feedback, from the show that the information was great. It brought a whole new light, on what you could do with Facebook's advertising platform. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about how not to be a Facebook advertising failure and avoid the pitfalls that most people make when they set up their Facebook advertising campaign. Okay, so I promise you it's going to be exciting. Okay, all right. So I'm glad that you're here, glad that you're joining. And for some of you, if this is your first time watching the show, Social Media Saturdays, you might be wondering, well, who is this person that's on here? So let me take a minute to introduce myself. My name is Taria Hodge, and I'm the host of Social Media Saturdays. And Social Media Saturdays is an online broadcast platform that's designed to bring information, education on social media and how you could incorporate social media strategies into your business. So if you're a business owner, entrepreneur, you hear everybody telling you, you should be on social media, you should be on Facebook, you should be on Twitter, there's Periscope, you should be on Blab, you should be on all these things. And in the back of your mind, you're like, okay, now I'm on here. What do I do? Number one. And two, can you translate it into revenue for me? Okay, so that's what I help entrepreneurs and business owners do. Okay, now why do I do this? And I'll just share with you briefly my story. I started my business 6 years ago, back in 2016. And as a new entrepreneur, I found that social media was a very, very easy and inexpensive way that I could attract people to my business. So once again, you're starting out, and if you don't have like a lot of money to invest in your marketing campaigns and do advertisements, direct mailers, radio shows, or radio advertisement, I should say, TV advertising, I found that social media was a very, very easy. That's number one, very easy and very cost effective medium. So I started to pay a little bit more attention to social media. And what I found was that I was able to grow my business even without having a website. I talk to people about that all the time, okay? And I got some special stuff in store today too. But I talk to people about that all the time. Like when I started out, I did not have a website, but I utilized social media to once again attract clients and stay engaged with my clients. Okay, so bear with me one moment. I see I have a message from Keisha, so let me just make sure that I help her get on. Hold on. Okay, just bear with me just one moment. Okay, all right. So hopefully Keisha will be joining us shortly, and I'm hearing some interference with my jewelry. So let me just go ahead and take this off. So there will be no clinking noise as we go through this, okay? All right, so once again, that's why I do what I do. I absolutely love social media, and I found it's an absolutely great way, for you to attract your clients, attract your ideal clients. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that today. Build your brand, build awareness around your brand, keep people excited and engaged about the things that you have to offer. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about using it to promote your products and services and what's the best way for you to do that. Okay, so that's what we're going to share today. So I have also some exciting news. So talking about websites, I'm launching my new website today. Okay, so this is another question that I get all the time, that I do the Social Media Saturday show, and people want to really go back and take a look at the replays of the videos. And I write blog articles, and they also want to get more information and stay engaged. So the website is now up. Okay, so you could go to www.socialmediasaturdays.net. Once again, that's www.socialmediasaturdays.net. Make sure you bookmark it to your browser, because I'm going to be adding and putting things in there on a regular basis. So for those of you who have asked, do you have a website? And I get the question all the time, do you have a website? The website is now up, and it is ready to go. All right. So I won't belabor any long. I just want to let you guys know that I am here, and we're going to start off by actually asking you guys to share. Okay, because I believe in this. I believe that if you have the opportunity to share information that will help people in your network, it's a good thing for you to do so. Okay, so before we get started, look above the video. So if you're watching the video and you look above the video, you're going to see that there are some social media share icons. One of those share icons is the Facebook share icon. So before we get into the meat and potatoes of the show today, just go ahead and share this broadcast out with your network. I believe that, if you are interested in this information, then there are 10 other people that you know that could benefit from this as well. Okay, so go ahead and click on the Facebook share icon and share this broadcast out with your network. Okay, and then after you share it out with your network on Facebook, you also want to do the same thing. You want to go ahead and share it out with your network on Twitter. So look above the video, go ahead and share it out on Twitter. And after you've shared it out on Twitter, you want to make sure that you share it out on LinkedIn. So I used to say also that LinkedIn gets no love, but I find a lot of people are now connecting with LinkedIn. LinkedIn has been able to do some awesome things for its members. So if you're out there and you do a lot of networking and you connect a lot on LinkedIn, go ahead and share this broadcast out to your connections on LinkedIn. And then last but not least, I know we do have some Pinterest pinners out there that have wonderful and amazing boards out there on Pinterest. So if you want to go ahead and share this out on Pinterest and share this information with your network on Pinterest, just go ahead and click on the Pinterest share icon and go ahead and pin it to your board. Okay, and Mr. Murray, yes, I see you. Good morning, Mr. Murray. Thank you for joining us this morning. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. And once again, this broadcast is talking about don't be a Facebook advertising failure. Okay, and also I almost forgot, our questions and our answers, comments, are being taken in our private, exclusive, elusive Facebook group. So if you are on the broadcast and you are not a member of our social media Saturdays community, you want to make sure that you join the community as well. So this is another way for you to stay engaged and stay up to date on all the things that I share about the show and in social media in general, okay? So to join our Facebook community, you simply want to go to Facebook, and in the Facebook search box, you want to type in Facebook community. You simply, okay. Dikisha, I saw that you came on. Yep, got it. Okay. All right. Hi, Dikisha. Good morning. Okay, so she's getting on. She's getting ready. So I was just about to say, to join the Facebook community, you simply want to go ahead and in Facebook's, in their search box, type in Social Media Saturdays. Now, you'll also see the page. So if you're not a fan of the page, you want to go ahead and like the page. But the group is the icon with the light bulb. Okay, so just click on the group, Facebook Social Media Saturdays, click on the group, and then knock on the door, and then we'll be sure to let you into the private group. Okay, so like I said, once again, this is a great opportunity for you to stay on top of all the information that I share in regards to social media. Okay, all right, so we are going to get started. All right, so today on this broadcast, I'm going to talk about 4 things today, okay? So I'm going to share with you, number one, how to create your campaign. So as we talk about Facebook's advertising platform, it's more than just creating an ad and knowing what your ad objective is and having some great, images to go along with your ads. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about what your campaign looks like. And when I say campaign, what does that look like when someone clicks on your ad, and how do you get them all the way through to your products and your services? Okay, now before I used to say end result, but I'm just going to say that there's no such thing as end results. So when you create your campaign, you'll have goals for your campaign. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. Next, we're going to cover 4 stages of your campaign. So a lot of times, like I said, I've had these questions all throughout the week. A lot of times people don't think about what stages, you know, in their campaign that people are coming through or where people are at. And then when you position your ads, you know, to people in different stages and they're not kind of ready for what you're positioning to them, it just kind of makes it tougher. It makes it tougher on you because you're like, oh my gosh, you know, my ads aren't working. I'm spending money and I'm not generating any revenue. And then for them, they might not be ready for exactly what it is you're showing them at that moment. Okay, so we're going to break your campaign down into 4 stages, and hopefully this would shed some light on the type of ads that you need to share in each, you know, stage of your campaign. And actually, that's part number 3, what type of ads you share when people are in particular stages of your campaign. And then we're going to talk a little bit about Facebook's pay-per-click and exactly how it works. Okay, so that's another question, like what, you know, is the best way when I create my campaign for me to get engagements and get people to click through, you know, to my website pages. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to cover, I'm going to talk about why I like to use the word campaign versus or sequence. And you'll hear me say campaigns or you'll hear me say sequencing a lot versus using the word funnel. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that today before we get too deep. So the reason why I kind of don't like the word funnels is because when you have a funnel, if you could picture this in your mind with me, a funnel kind of looks like this. Okay, where you have a wide mouth and then you attract a lot of people and then you filter people down and then they drop out at the bottom. And even if your funnel looks like this, or sometimes people will make a funnel look like that. I'm having too much fun. Okay, it is designed to bring people in. Okay, a lot of people, and then filter down and then drop them out at the bottom. The problem with this is a lot of times when you set up your campaign with that mindset, you don't have a way to get people back to your other products and services. So today we're going to talk about your campaign sequence and we're going to talk about your ecosystem, because when you build your campaign or when you build your sequence, okay, it's designed to get people not just to your initial product or services, but as you build and grow your business, your clients are also supposed to grow along with you. So as you're growing your business and you're developing other products and services, you should be keeping your ideal client in mind and be able to walk that person, okay, through your campaign, or walk that person through your system, or your sequence, I should say, okay? And in your ecosystem, you just have different products and services that you'll be able to offer to them, okay? So once again, the goal when you create your campaign should be to solidify or cement your client relationship through each purchase. Okay, so you're supposed to, once again, and this is a big takeaway. So if you're out there and you're taking notes, I want you to post this inside the Facebook group. Okay, the big takeaway here is when you create your campaign, you're supposed to be able to solidify or cement and build trust with your clients through the products and services that you offer. So once again, it's not a one and done. Okay, when you build your campaign, build your campaigns in such a way that you're able, to serve, okay, and grow your clients along with you. Okay, so now let's jump in to the 4 campaign stages. So there are 4 stages of your campaign. And the 4 stages of the campaign are attraction, you have development, you have conversion, and then you have sharing. Okay, so once again, if you're out there and you're taking notes, you want to post this into the private Facebook group. The 4 campaign stages are attraction, development, conversion, and sharing. So in your attraction phase of your campaign, this is where you go out and you find your ideal client. So this is something that I talk about all the time, why I absolutely love Facebook's advertising platform. And even though we're keeping this broadcast specifically to Facebook, keep in mind, this information can also be used on other social media networks as well. So if you're also doing ads on Twitter, the same information applies. If you're doing ads on LinkedIn, the same information applies. If you're doing ads on Pinterest, same information applies. Okay, so the first stage is the attraction phase. So when you talk about the attraction phase of your campaign, I always tell people to always start with having or knowing who your ideal client is. You should have an exact picture in your mind, everything from everything about their demographics, from age, gender, demographics as far as where they live at. Do you need them to be, if they have kids, no kids, married, single, all of that stuff. You should have an idea or picture in your mind of who your ideal client is. And this is what makes it so interesting. So with Facebook's advertising platform, once you have your ideal client profile or your persona, like I like to call it, okay, your client persona, you could go right into Facebook's advertising platform and find that ideal client through the demographics. Okay, so that's the first stage. The first stage is the attraction phase. The second phase is the development stage. So after you have attracted your ideal client on Facebook, how are you going to develop them? So some people say development, I like to say nurture, or how are you going to continue to provide value? Okay, so a lot of times we think that because we have an exciting product or service, we could just jump right in and say, hi, my name is Taria, Social Media Saturdays, and I have this great product for you, buy it. It doesn't work that way. Okay, you have to build a like, know, and trust factor in your people that you're attracting. So as you start to find more and more of your ideal clients on Facebook, what does your nurture campaign look like? How do you continue to build the like, know, and trust factor? So for example, we do this here with Social Media Saturdays. Having the broadcast is a way for you to, for me, to build a like, know, and trust factor, right? So I hope you guys are liking me. Okay, so that's just a little joke, okay? So we don't always have to be serious, all the time. All right, so after the development stage, then you have your conversion stage, okay? And the conversion stage is how you now turn that prospect into a client. Okay, so this is where you position or you offer your products or services. Okay, so you see that there's a stage. First is the attraction, then you have to do some nurture, that's in the development stage, and then you have your conversion. And the thing about conversion is knowing exactly when to position your products and your service. Okay, so like I said, a lot of times, we're eager, we get out there and we just position our products to people who are in the wrong stage. So let me just say this, it's not that they're not interested, in what you have to offer. They're just in the wrong stage. And there is such a thing as you positioning your products and your services too early. Okay. And I'm going to share with you how Facebook's advertising platform could help you with that as well. Okay. And then the fourth stage in your campaign is the sharing stage. Now, I absolutely love the sharing stage, because the sharing stage is when you have done such an amazing job with your clients or people that you connect with. They automatically want to share your information with others. Okay, so that's just absolutely amazing to me. And this is the opportunity for you to build brand ambassadors. And then oftentimes, those same people turn around, and become joint venture partners with you as well. And when I say joint venture partners, they're able to develop that relationship with you, where they're now able to offer your products and services to others as well. So the sharing, don't overlook this, okay? Because like I said, and I think is a quote from Trevor Otts, and he says it: marketing is what you say about yourself, but PR is what other people say about you. And when it comes to the social aspect, people are going to believe PR over marketing. Okay. So, yes, we all expect for us to say good things about ourselves and good things about our business, but that only goes so far. Is what other people have to say about your products and services, what they have to say about your brand, that really counts. People really and truly do rely on word of mouth from their family, their friends, their colleagues. Okay, so that's why sharing is really important. And so once again, you have to be aware of exactly which stage in your campaign that people are in. So when you position your products and services to them, you're not positioning the wrong thing at the wrong time. Okay, so I hope that you guys are getting some big takeaways. And Dakisha, I know you're having some trouble with your camera, but if you can, are there any questions out there in our private Facebook group? And I see that people are joining. Talia, thank you so much for joining this morning. And I also see that Sheila Reynolds is out there. Yes, Sheila says, we're most definitely loving you, Taria. How could anybody not? Oh, I have to just go ahead and like that right away, Sheila. Thank you for that. Okay, all right. So, okay, 1 second for me. All right. Okay. So now let's move on to our next stage, which is which ads do you show or you post depending on where people are in your campaign. Okay. So now let's talk about this. So let's go back to the attraction phase of your campaign. And let's talk about the corresponding ad types that you have in the attraction phase. So as you go through setting up your Facebook ad campaign, there are several different types of ads that you could post. And I covered this last week. So once again, if you haven't had the opportunity to go back and watch the training from last week, please do. I'm going to make sure that I post the replay in the group so you can get it. Okay. So last week we talked about different types of ads. So the types of ads that you want to, post when you're in the attraction phase of your campaign, those ads could be boosted posts. We could post ads that go to our custom audiences. Also, this is huge, and I don't think I see too many people doing this, but you could also post ads in your attraction phase to your custom lookalike audiences. okay? And if you're not sure or not clear what a custom lookalike audience is after you have created your audience in Facebook and you have a custom audience and people start to like and interact and engage with your information, you develop an audience or you develop a list in Facebook. That's the best way I could put it, is like a list in Facebook. You could go right back into Facebook and say, I want you to find me more of these people. How cool is that? Okay, and so that's what we call a website a custom lookalike audience. So those are the types of ads, or where you could post, ads in the attraction phase. So as people are starting to connect with you, and what do I mean by this? So let me break this down. So on your Facebook business page, remember, we're doing all of this stuff from our Facebook business page, right? We're sharing wonderful information about what we do in our business, or we're sharing information just to engage people. Articles are great. So this is just a tip. So if you're out there and you are writing blogs, are you sharing your blogs on social media? Are you sharing your blogs on Facebook? Okay, so that's number one. That should be a place that you're sharing your blog. Okay, now after you share your blog on Facebook, what you're going to do, you're going to kind of look to see how people are engaging with that. Okay, and I'm just using your blog post for example, but it could be any other type of content that you're sharing. So once you have realized that you're sharing content and people are engaging with that content, what do I mean by engage? They're liking, they're sharing, they're commenting on that post. And this is just a regular post. This is not an ad, okay? Just a regular post that you post under your Facebook business page. One of the first things that you're going to do is you're going to track it and see how people are engaging with it. So once it's getting the likes, it's getting the comments, it's getting the shares, then you know you have something that's resonating with your audience. You could turn around and run what we call a boosted post on that particular post. And all a boosted post is that you're going to pay Facebook some money, not a lot of money, but you're going to pay them some money, okay, to open up the exposure of that post. Okay, and the good thing about having a boosted post is that it shares that post with others with all the social proof on there. So other people now get a chance to see that people are liking, they're commenting, they're sharing, you're interacting, you're engaging with it. Okay, so that's what I mean by in the attraction phase, the types of ads you can run. Okay, and I see that there's a question. In ads for clicks to my pages, can I link an Eventbrite type ticket? Okay, that's a very good question, and I see that question is coming from Diane Smith. Okay, now the answer to the question, Diane, is yes, you can do an ad that takes your viewers, to a link that's outside of Facebook, okay? Any link outside of Facebook will work. Now, without getting too technical and too detailed, I usually tell people with pages like Eventbrite and other external pages that you don't own, you can't in Facebook when you use those pages. So in fact, you'll be running ads. Your ad will give you exposure. So I'm just going to say that. So if you're looking for exposure, you will get the exposure. Okay, but when it comes back to doing the retargeting, you won't get the retargeting aspect on that, because there's no way for you to put the pixel on an Eventbrite page. Okay, so we talked a little bit about that last week about using the pixels. So I'm not going to go too in depth on that today. Okay, so the recommendation here for you is put a squeeze page in front of that Eventbrite link page. okay? And Dekeisha does a wonderful job of talking about this when she teaches the evergreen event sequence, okay? That a lot of times we're like driving people to our external pages like Eventbrite, and we're not capturing their information. So we have no idea who's landing on that page, or who's giving that information. You won't register a squeeze page in front of that Eventbrite link, okay? And allow yourself to put a pixel on that squeeze page so you could build your audience in Facebook, okay? So other types of ads that you could run in your attraction phase will be event ads. And I tell people this all the time. Dekeisha and myself, we do this. If you're doing an event, one of the places, okay, not the only place, but one of the places that you want to promote your event, you want to promote your event in Facebook events. Now, Facebook events, very awesome. It allows you to invite people to your event. One of the features that I absolutely love about it is after you create the event, you invite people to the event. Once they see the event, they engage with it, they like it, or they say that they're interested, whatever conversation that you put in the comment audience, you'll keep your invitees aware of what's going on. So great, great, great way for you to have conversation that leads up to your particular event. And then in the attraction phase, the last type of ad that you could run in the attraction phase is what we call a dark post. So I absolutely love dark posts, and I talked about this last week too. Like when I first heard the term, I was like intrigued. I was like, ooh, what's a dark post? This is what is this? Okay. And not to take away all the fun, but all a dark post is an opportunity for you to promote advertisement, whether it's your free gift or whether it's an actual link to a product that people have to purchase from you. It gives you the opportunity, to share that with your audience without having that post show up on your Facebook business page. So once again, when we create our Facebook business page, the main thing should be, engaging. So we don't want it to always show up where we're just, posting stuff about our products and services, buy, buy, buy. So there's a way that you can advertise to people in your audience on Facebook without having that advertisement or that ad, show directly on your business news feed. So that's huge. So awesome, awesome, awesome. So I'm glad that, I figured out what a dark post was. And I absolutely love them. Okay. Now we're going to go in to the development stage and the types of ads that you should be posting when people are in your development stage. Now, once again, in your development stage, this is where you build your like, know, and trust factor. So after someone has clicked on your ad, okay, they've raised their hand, they've said, hey, look, I want to receive more information from you. So if you do have a link or some type of sign up form, that ad leads to, whether it's a squeeze page, it should be a squeeze page or a landing page, okay? And people fill out their information on that squeeze page, or landing page, their information goes into your what? It goes into your CRM or your autoresponder service. So once again, if you're on here and you're not using a CRM service, you're not using an autoresponder service, you need to get one, because this is where your nurture takes place, okay? This is where you're able to communicate value on an ongoing, a regular and continuous basis to the people who are connecting with you, Okay, so in your development stage, you have those value added emails. I like to call them value added emails because that's exactly what you're going to do. You're going to continue to deliver value. Now, also, when you get into placing the ads, and in the first stage, the attraction stage, you should be developing what we call a website custom audience. So once again, as you post those blog posts, those information that people are connecting with you to receive free information, okay, you're developing an audience. And that audience of people say, hey, I'm interested. So you develop that audience. You could now go back and you could continue to deliver ads to them that would allow them to stay engaged. So once again, you could just go back and deliver your newsletter, to them, your newsletter offers, your blog posts, everything, and you could have ads that would allow you to do that as well. Okay, so once again, these ads, they aren't selling, people anything. Okay, it's just once again building the engagement, and I talk about this because I recently had an experience with a company, and I absolutely love how they used Facebook's advertising platform to keep me engaged, and how the use of retargeting in what they did. So just to share the quick story, was on Facebook. I saw an ad, looked interesting to me. So I clicked on it and I said, let me go and figure out or find out what this stuff is all about. I do that all the time. I signed up for everybody's stuff, okay? Because I want to know what people are doing, especially if you're in my industry. I want to take a look and see what's going on, okay? So I went ahead and, I signed up for their free offer. And it just so happens that their free offer was a 7-day challenge. Okay, so they did a challenge for 7 days, and every day for 7 days they were delivering video content, to me. Now, what I noticed that was really unique in what they did on day 2 of the challenge, I started to see ads on Facebook. Okay, and I know that they're doing retargeting because I'm seeing the ads. I clicked on their offer, so now they're retargeting me. Okay, so what was interesting is they didn't position the same ad for me to join the challenge again because they knew I had already joined the challenge. What they said was, day 2 is ready. Please check your email for your assignment on day 2. And I thought that that was absolutely amazing that they used Facebook advertising platform to communicate with me through every step of the challenge. And keep in mind, this challenge was a free challenge. This was their lead generator. Okay, so what do you think happened? They were able to build that like, know, and trust factor with me from the very beginning. I absolutely loved how they were communicating with me. And so, of course, naturally, at the end of the 7 days, when they positioned their products and services, it was like a no-brainer for me, okay? I joined. I bought it, okay? Because they did an absolute amazing, phenomenal job, okay? So now we're going to talk about the types of ads that you add in your conversion stage. Now, in your conversion stage, remember, this is where your ideal client is making a purchasing decision. Okay, so in your conversion stage, remember attraction, then you have the development, which is your nurture, and then it's time for you to position your product and your service or your service. Now, the good thing about Facebook's advertising platform, once again, it allows you to track where people are in your campaign. You could track exactly where they are in your process. Okay, and so also that's what I love about retargeting. Retargeting allows you to position your products and services until your ideal client makes that purchasing decision. Okay, so once again, it creates the top of mind awareness, for them. And then last, you have your sharing stage. And then once again, clients are happy, once they're happy, they will share your information, they will share your campaign, they will become brand ambassadors and even your joint venture partners. Okay, so it's huge. Now, I have a takeaway because I actually made a note of this. So I want you guys to actually write this or post this in the private Facebook group, okay? Your campaign. Okay, Dakisha, I saw your question. Okay, all right, give me just 1 second. The big takeaway here is your campaign, okay, is made up of sequences, okay, or mini sequences or micro sequences. So you have, once again, an overall campaign, you have a goal that where you want to lead people to. And in each stage, of achieving this goal, you have little mini sequences, okay? And you could track people through those sequences in each part of your campaign. So once again, it's designed, your campaign should be designed to take your ideal client all the way from the attraction phase to your high ticket item, or if you're doing a membership portal where people could connect with you and continue to receive value, you should be able to step people through using your campaign. Okay, so Dakisha, I saw that there was a question. Let me just make sure. In ads for clicks, oh, no question. Oh, okay, so this was an old one. Okay, I apologize. Okay, all right. So now let's talk a little bit, and I think I touched on this before. So let's talk a little bit about how Facebook's pay-per-clicks work, and to give you a kind of an idea and a roadmap of what your campaign could look like or should look like, okay? So once again, you have information that you are posting on your Facebook business page. Okay, and it could be like a regular post, information that you're sharing. What you should be looking out for, you should be looking out to see who's engaging. So of all the things that you post, and people have all these wonderful charts and infographics about the type of information that you should be posting on your Facebook business page. So for example, I'll go ahead and I'll share, Facebook, you should have, at least 5 to 6 posts on your Facebook business page, each day. That's not a hard and fast number. Let me just say that. It just depends, on how your audience is reacting, and your audience will tell you. Let me just say this: people will tell you exactly what it is they want from you, and if they don't like it, they'll also let you know that they don't like it either. Okay, so 5 to 6 posts on your Facebook business page. But when you take a look at those 5 to 6 posts that you're doing each day, you're not overwhelming people with buy from me. You're not overwhelming them with your products and your services. So you could post things like quote images. And I know you guys have probably seen this. People just absolutely love quote images, okay? Fun, easy, positive, inspirational things that you could share. And it should speak to your brand. Okay, should speak to the message that you want to convey when people connect with you. That's number one. Then you might have an article that you share. Once again, information that you're providing. So if you're writing your blog, don't forget to post your blog post on your Facebook business page. And then one time a day, just once, you want to offer either your product or you want to offer your free gift. So out of those 5 to 6 posts, you're giving one call to action. Okay? Now, here's the thing. As you develop those posts and you're starting to take a look and see who's engaging with you, where you're getting those likes, you're getting those shares, you're getting those comments, okay? You want to go ahead and boost that post. So if it's your blog article and your blog article is resonating with your audience, you're sharing some super cool information with them and people are liking, they're commenting, they're sharing, you want to go ahead and run a boosted post and open up that blog article to more people on Facebook. So this is going to do a few things for you. Okay, it's going to build your brand awareness. So people are now going to know exactly what it is you stand for. And then it's also going to encourage people to like your page, because once they like your page, every time you post something on your page, it increases the chances of them seeing that information. Okay, now after you have boosted, your post, you could also now create what we call advertorials. Okay, so you've written an article, you shared your article, people are engaging with your article, they like it. What an advertorial is just a short story, your thoughts, your feelings, about that, something engaging that's coming from you. Now, I know you guys have seen this before. You've seen these long Facebook posts, so sometimes we kind of get what you call it, like shy, and we don't want to write content, all this content on Facebook, because we're thinking that no one wants to read all of that stuff. But I tell you what, if it's super engaging, people will read it every single time. If it's connecting and resonating with them, they'll go ahead and they'll share it with their network as well. Also, you could boost those as well. Okay, now after you've created your advertorials, once again, you're tracking for engagement. Whatever you're sharing is resonating with people. Okay, resonating with your audience. You could turn around and then you could create what you call a dark post. So now it's time for you to position your products and your services. Okay, and you could position your ad once again by using a dark post without having that ad show up directly on your Facebook newsfeed. So once again, you could still do promotions to your products and your services every day, all day long, without having your audience or your network on Facebook feel overwhelmed by your promotions. Okay, you simply create a dark post to do that. Okay, so Dekisha, I'm checking for questions. Are there any questions out there? Okay, and so Dekisha is checking for questions for me. So I'm hoping that the information that I'm sharing with you is really resonating and it's clearing up a lot of questions that you guys have in regards to Facebook advertising. The one thing that I'm sharing here and the biggest takeaway from this broadcast today is not just about going into Facebook and creating the ad, getting some nice ad copy and having your picture and then just go, spend money on the ad. I really want you guys to start to think about what your campaign looks like. What's the process? How are you getting people through from the attraction phase of your campaign to the development phase, to the conversion phase, and to the sharing phase? Okay, and that's a whole entire campaign, and that campaign should be mapped out. It should be thought about before you even enter okay, into the Facebook advertising platform, because what's going to happen if you don't have a clear path or clear roadmap or an understanding of how you're going to lead people to your products and your service, then you'll just be spending money on Facebook. So I've had, like I said, the whole title here is how not to be a Facebook advertising failure. So I'm hoping that you guys are learning from some of the mistakes that I made. Okay, like I said, I've been doing Facebook advertising for a while, for a minute. Okay, and yeah, in the beginning, I did those same things. I made those same errors, not having a clear, defined path, not even knowing what my product or service was. Okay, and then you go ahead, you run ads, and Facebook is going to do its job. So let me just say that Facebook Facebook will do its job. It will give you the exposure, okay? But if there's no clear or concrete way to lead people to your products and your services or keep people engaged through every step, then you're not going to realize the results that you want to realize in your campaign. Okay, so Dakisha just let me know that there's no questions out there for me. Okay, so I'm so excited today because there's a couple of things that I wanted to share. So in putting this broadcast together, I started to think about, you know, all the connections and all the questions that people were asking me, you know, in the past, like I said, few weeks, and especially we just came off of the Small Biz on Fleek conference. The response, and I want to thank you guys, you know, for joining the conference, participating. We had quite a few people who attended the conference in person, so thank you for coming out and showing your support. And we also had, oh my gosh, the numbers for the online viewership was just off the chain, off the chart. So this entire week, I've had the opportunity to speak to quite a few of you. I'm still going through my list. I haven't spoken to everybody as yet, but I'm still going through my list, okay? And one of the biggest questions, okay, that I get or I got was, Tria, you know, how can I work with you? What would this look like? You talk a lot about, you know, having a campaign. You talk a lot about, you know, I should have this, I should have a free gift, I should, you know, have an autoresponder service, and they have no clue or no idea of where to get started. Okay, so if that's you out there today and you're asking and you're wondering, this is something that I want to do, I want to put a Facebook ad strategy into place for my business, but I have no idea how to start, I'm going to share with you two ways that you can work with me. Okay, so the first way that you can work with me, I have a 4-week self-study program, okay? And it's actually a done with you program, okay? So it's 4 weeks. And in that 4 weeks, I'll be walking you through how to create your optimized Facebook campaign, okay? How to create your perfect opt-in gift, how to put together your money-making offer, and then in the 4th week, how to create effective, highly targeted Facebook ads. Now, keep in mind, you notice that the Facebook ads is actually in week 4. So I mean this when I say it. Before you get onto Facebook's advertising platform and you start spending money, there's some things that you need to have in place, okay? So we're going to talk a little bit about your campaign, your free gift, what your free gift should look like depending on your audience, what type of information they need from you, how to put together your money-making offer. So where do you want to lead people to after you attract them, and then we'll talk about how to put the ads together. Okay, so in order for you to, and then I also have the done for you solution. So there's some of you out there that says, hey, look, this is wonderful, this is awesome, this is great. I know I need to do it, but I don't want to do it myself. Okay, so if that's you, that's perfectly fine. We also offer a done for you solution as well. Okay, so if you're out there and either you would like to go through the Done With You program or the Done For You program, I would love to schedule an opportunity to speak with you. Okay, so you could go to meetyourrevenuecoach.com. So once again, Dakisha, if you're out there, can you post that in the group for me? Go to www.meetyourrevenuecoach.com. Okay, now once you go to meetyourrevenuecoach.com, that will give you the opportunity to schedule, okay, a discovery session with me. And now on that discovery session, you know, we'll be able to talk about it, you know, whether you want to do the Done With You solution or you want to do the Done For You solution. So once again, I'm just going to take a minute and cover in the Done With You solution what all is included. Okay, so in week 1 of the program, which is creating your optimized Facebook campaign, we'll discuss things and we'll go through identifying who your ideal client is. And like I said, this is very important because as you communicate all this wonderful stuff, you need to know who you're talking to. You need to be able to have people self-select into the information that you're offering. Okay, so knowing who your ideal client is and exactly what it is that they need from you. We're also going to talk about creating your campaign with the perfect flow. So as you put things into your campaign, the things in your sequence flow naturally into each other. So we're going to do some work there. Okay, now also in week 1, we're going to talk about how to create that low cost, high sign up free gift. Okay, so remember I said it, low cost, high sign up gift. Okay, so this is your free gift. This is your free offer. So I'm here to share with you. You don't have to break the bank, in creating your free gift. This is where I talk about repurposing the content that you already have. Okay, also, we're going to talk about creating your email series. And I know this is the work that many of us don't like to do, but trust me, there's a saying, okay? And you hear it all the time in the industry. The money is in the list, the money's in the list, the money is in the list. But guess what? The fortune is in the follow-up. Okay, so we'll walk through creating a highly effective email series. Okay, and then in week 1, we'll also talk about how to make money from your Facebook ads. So at the end of week 1, exactly what's your money making offer and how are you gonna lead people to that. Okay, now in week number 2, we're going to go deeper into the perfect sign-up gift or the irresistible free offer. So in week number 2, we're going to take a look and decide or determine why this free offer is your best incentive. We're also going to take a look at setting up squeeze pages. Okay, so once again, like to answer Diane's question, I believe in squeeze pages because this is where you collect the information, on people who are interested. Okay, so no more driving people to things that you can't collect the information. Always, always, always think about collecting the information first. Okay, what tools you need that would allow you to create easy squeeze pages. So I know a lot of you are asking about that too. So I'll be able to share with you tools that you can use to create your squeeze page. And then also we're going to talk about how to deliver your free gift. So now this is another thing. I also talk to people about this too. Okay, when you develop your free gift, this is not the time, that you get into fulfillment. It's a free gift. So you should not be spending any money delivering your free gift to people that you attract. Okay, so I'll share with you exactly what I use, to deliver my free gifts. Okay, and then also we're going to write out those emails. So week number 2, you're actually going to be writing out those emails as well. Week number 3, we're going to talk a little bit about your money-making offer. So once again, once you attract people to your products and services, what exactly is it that you have to offer? Now, believe it or not, I was in a conversation yesterday, and I always ask this question. Now that you have shared this awesome information with me, how do I work with you? And believe it or not, a lot of times people go like this. They don't know. Now, am I beating you up? No, because that used to be me too, okay? That used to be me too. Oh, like, Taria, you're great. You give so much information. This is awesome. How can I work with you? And then I go like this. Deer in the headlights, right? Because I don't know. Okay, so I'm glad to let you know I do know. Okay, so we're going to walk through that in week number 3, putting together your money making offer. Okay, so deciding what it is that you want to offer, tips on creating high converting offers, and also we'll talk a little bit about affiliate offers. So have no fear if you don't have your own products and services set up as yet, not ready to go, there is affiliate offers, okay, that you could use out there too. So we'll take a look at that, okay? So whether you're going to have a one-on-one coaching program or is it a group coaching program, you're going to start doing paid webinars, a monthly coaching club, you know, a VIP mastermind. These are all things for you to consider when you create your campaign. Okay, and then finally, in week number 4, we're going to talk about creating those highly targeted Facebook ads. Okay, so we're going to talk about how to get the traffic to your squeeze pages. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about what types of ads you're going to use and when you're going to use those ads. Okay, so remember, the big takeaway here is you have 4 different stages in your campaign, and each stage of your campaign requires for you to use a different type of ad. Okay, so we'll talk about which type of ads to use when. We're going to set up those custom audiences, and I absolutely love custom audiences because custom audiences is the difference between cold traffic all the time and having warm traffic and even having hot traffic. Okay, so we're going to talk about that. I get really excited about that. Okay, and so we'll also talk about pixels. Okay, so I did the training at Small Business Fleek on Fleek. I think I mentioned the word pixels, and somebody in the room almost fell out. So I don't want you to pass out because it doesn't require, you know, for you to know any coding. Okay, so I'll share with you if you're working with a developer or you're working with a VA or a virtual assistant to help you build your pages. You know, I'll be able to share with you where you could grab your Facebook pixel code from. Okay, and then you just give that information to your VA, or I can share with you where you put it on your website. Okay, then we're going to also in week 4 get into retargeting. Okay, and this is where the magic happens. Like I said, I've had an awesome experience the past 3 weeks with a company, and specifically how they've used retargeting. And like I said, that made the difference for me in my purchase decision. That was awesome. I just loved how they use retargeting, and I too will start implementing that strategy in my business. So look forward to it. You guys are going to see it. And then we're going to talk about something that I love to talk about all the time too, which is tracking. Now that you've set up your ads, you need to also track your analytics. I talked about this last week too. Just don't set up your ads and just let the ad spend run. Okay? Go back, take a look. Take a look at your insights. See how your ad is performing. If you have multiple ads, and which you should be, have running in your ad sets, you want to see which ads are performing well, which ads that aren't. The ones that aren't performing well, you will just want to go ahead, get rid of them, reallocate the money to the ads that are working well. Okay? And then I always say this too. We're also going to talk about adjusting. Okay, so as you go through or as people come through your campaign, it's not a set it and forget it. You'll always be able to come back and see how people are interacting, what you need to change, and then you're always enhancing your campaign. Okay, so that's what I'm going to share with you in the 4 weeks. So in the Done With You program. So once again, if you are interested and you would love to do the Done With You program, and I say this all the time because with the Done For You program, some people just, you know, want to make sure that they kind of get things right, you know, or get a clear understanding of what they need, what needs to be done before they jump into it. So I would love to have a conversation with you, so you could schedule your 30-minute discovery session with me by going to www.meetyourrevenuecoach.com. So once again, www.meetyourrevenuecoach.com. meetyourrevenuecoach.com. Okay, and that would allow you to schedule some time on my calendar so we could have a conversation about it and see which one will be the best fit for you. Okay, all right, so I am checking to see if there are any more questions. Dakisha, any more questions out there for me? Okay, all right. So I just got the word that there's no more questions. Let me just go ahead and take a peek. And you guys have been awesome. I've been watching the number of viewers just increasing to the bottom. So thank you so much, for joining the broadcast this morning. Thank you for sharing it out with your network. And like I said, I'm really passionate about sharing information on Facebook's advertising platform, because once I got a hold and I got a true understanding of how it works, it actually changed the scope of my business. Okay, so so I want to see, each entrepreneur, each business owner achieve the results that they're looking for when it comes to Facebook advertising. It doesn't take a whole lot of money, to do it. Sometimes some people think like, oh, you have to put thousands of dollars, into your campaign. The thing is, you could start where you are. So if you have a budget, of $150, $200 a month to get started, okay, then I'll share with you how you could do that. And then a lot of times what people don't even know is not like you're just going to dump, the $200 in there a month, okay? You start low, you take a look at what's going well, and then you're able to scale up. Okay, so like I said, for an entrepreneur like myself, when I started, not a ton of money, to dump into advertising, marketing and advertising, but I realized that marketing and advertising, sales, something that we all should have. We need it to survive in business. So Facebook advertising just gives you the opportunity to do that, and it meets you where you are as far as your budget. Okay, so I see that Dakisha says, Dee Wilkins said, Small Biz on Fleek was amazing. Thank you for joining, Dee. And amazing shout out to Dee Wilkins. I just have to say this, okay? So Dee did an amazing job the other day. I put something out there and she's just like, you know what? I put my eyes on it and here's some tips for you. So Dee, yes, that rework will be coming out next week. So thank you for that. You are absolutely amazing. And that's what I talk about all the time, about having brand ambassadors. When you share wonderful information, naturally people are going to want to connect with you, and they'll go ahead, they'll support you, and they'll share information about, your products, your service, and be your biggest supporters. Okay, so that's what it's all about. Okay, so if there are no more questions, I would like to thank you guys once again for joining me on this Saturday's episode of Social Media Saturdays. This has been amazing. I absolutely enjoyed it. And then once again, if you would like to schedule some time to speak with me about your Facebook ads strategy, you could schedule your discovery session by going to www.meetyourrevenuecoach.com. All right, thank you and enjoy your Saturday. Bye-bye.